Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Jamie. Good morning. Happy Monday. Felt like the longest weekend ever. It was awesome. So great. And this week I'm only working 2 days and then I'm going to New Jersey. Jersey. Going to Jersey. Going to Jersey. Going to Jersey. Watch how quick my real accent comes back. Anyway, good morning, everybody. You look marvelous. Simply marvelous. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all slept well. I took Max out for ice cream last night and ate ice cream. So my stomach hurt. And I cannot eat ice cream. So my stomach hurt for like 2 hours, and then I woke up this morning and it still hurt. Anyway, congratulations to the U.S. soccer team. It was an unbelievable game. Netherlands played their hearts out. It was a great game. So happy for Lavelle. So young. Just to think that just a couple of years ago she was watching the Women's World Cup in like a bar eating peanuts, dreaming of the chance to play with that team and making a shot, which was essentially the winning shot, really, on the biggest stage. Such a young kid, like just so amazing. And honestly, I love when people say, you play like a girl. Shit, you damn right I do. Play like a girl. Play like a girl. I love it. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys. My eyes are watering. I swear. I know. You guys are like, stop yawning. As soon as I start talking to y'all, my eyes start watering. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like Pavlov's theory. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about Gateway drugs. So there's a trigger warning about drugs. If you have issues with drugs or addiction or anything like that, this may not be the coffee talk for you. A lot of people say that weed is a gateway drug. Alcohol is a gateway drug. They try to say things like we shouldn't be, it should be illegal. It should all be illegal. Nicotine is a gateway thing. Gateway, blah, blah, blah. The answer is not to make things illegal. Substances. Are drugs bad? Yes, unequivocally. Not good for you. Not healthy. Your body's a temple. You shouldn't put substances, chemicals into your body. We all know this. Forget the fact that they're illegal. They're just not healthy for you. They're not healthy. It's not good for you. Right. That's why I wrote trigger warning. If this isn't the coffee talk for you, that's okay. You can come back and watch tomorrow. I'll still be here. I want to explain something to you about me. I started doing drugs when I was 14 years old. I was the youngest of a pack of 3 girls who were popular and attractive and partied, and it was just what we did, right? And I quickly started to realize that when I was numb from drugs, the pain and resentment I felt towards my mother and the sadness and anger I felt about my father dissipated into the universe. And I started to realize it felt a lot better to be high than it did to be sober. It's just that simple. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I was numb. Or I was high. And that felt great. So from 14 to 18, I did a lot of cocaine. Then I didn't do anything until I was 21. And then from like 20-ish to 23, I did drugs again. And I haven't done drugs since, except for the weed I smoked in Atlanta a few months ago, which was disgusting. Weed was, well, I smoked blunts. Blunts are disgusting. Weed is not disgusting. Blunts, bleh. Gross. Chemicals. Cigar, paper, chemicals. Blah. That white girl. I was that white girl, yes. I was the rich girl putting it all up my nose. Say what you want about me, I don't care. But I want to explain to you what my gateway was. My gateway was trauma. My gateway was pain. My gateway was emotional abuse. My gateway was not weed. My gateway was not alcohol. My gateway was the things I was running from, the things that were hurting me, the things I cried about at night, the things that kept me up till wee hours of the morning. Those were my gateways. It wasn't weed. Weed wasn't the reason I did coke. I did coke because everybody else was doing coke and I tried it. I continued to do cocaine because I was in pain, because I was angry. Those were my gateways. It had nothing to do with weed or alcohol. Everyone goes, don't let her drink alcohol. She'll start doing cocaine. Mom. But you gotta wait. I don't interrupt your videos. Oh, we got a serious interruption. If she was a dinosaur, she'd be Interruptosaurus Rex. So here's the deal. Jamie, why did you try drugs in the first place? I tried drugs in the first place because everybody else, literally, including my sisters, were doing them. So I was like, oh, hey, this is the cool thing to do. Okay, fine, I'll try it. Okay? I continued to do drugs because I had a sadness problem, an anger problem, a resentment problem. Those were my gateways and they weren't being treated. They weren't being discussed. They weren't being talked about. Nobody was paying attention to them. I was the angry kid with, the anger problems. Oh, she's doing cocaine. Must be because of that joint she smoked. What? No. I wasn't doing cocaine because of the joint I smoked, Nancy Reagan. I was doing cocaine because when I was high on coke, I wasn't so full of anger. And sometimes I needed a break from my resentment and my anger. Do you know that, sometimes you just want a break? That's why we have cocktails now as adults. That's why when our kids drive us crazy and our work is too much and our blah, 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 we go, oh, I need a cocktail, right? Because at 42, we're not going to be like, woo, I need a bump of Coke, right? We're not going to do that. Well, at least I'm not, right? So I say, woo, I need a cocktail. Because you have a cocktail and it takes the edge off. And sure, I could meditate or whatever. I don't know how, but I'm sure I could learn. But honestly, I don't want to. I like having a cocktail. I don't feel bad about that. I have a cocktail once or twice a week. Sometimes I have 2 and I get really buzzed. When I was at the lake, I had 1.5 and I told my mother-in-law she had no boobs. I was drunk. 1.5 drinks, drunk. And I think that the biggest issue for us is that we don't ever... So at 14, you were angry about what? years of emotional abuse, years of being called fat and disappointing by the woman who promised to protect me. You ever been called an elephant? It's not a good feeling. How the heck did you pay for it? Well, that's a good question. I don't 100% remember how I paid for it. I think we all, the people I was partying with, everybody chipped in, everybody found ways. I always worked. I was the kid that had 2 jobs at 16. My dad I worked at the mall and the movie theater. My dad used to be like, we're not poor, right? You don't have to work 10 jobs. I'm like, I need to work. It wasn't just the drugs. I was always afraid, I don't know, of money. I still am. Listen, guys, I'm 50 shades of fucked up. I told you that when I started Coffee Talk. Jesus, really? Oh, Jesus, really? Maybe that's what you meant. Here's the thing, guys. I haven't touched the stuff in 20 years, and I'm not interested in any capacity. Like, even if it was offered to me, I'd be like, oh, no. I mean, other people eat, other people shop, other people drink, other people exercise, other people smoke, whatever it is. Mine happened to be cocaine at the time, but guys, you act like, people with emotional trauma or trauma in general aren't still self-medicating. People take sleeping pills, they take over-the-counter shit, they eat, they shop, they run themselves into debt trying to deal with blah, 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 blah. The only difference is I am just honest about my shit. I mean, if you're here to judge me, there'll be plenty of stuff for you to find. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Mark. I'm just telling you that years of emotional abuse and my dad getting sick and watching him deteriorate and then watching my mom deteriorate. Because when you're a kid and you lose one parent, you really lose 2 for a while. Because the other parent is grieving and trying to figure out how to be a single parent. So there's a weird time where you're just alone, wandering the earth, trying to figure out why the hell your parent died. So I don't have an addictive personality. I knew I wasn't going to do drugs forever. It just wasn't a thing for me, right? But if you want to know what my gateway was, see, Gigi said retail therapy and food are my numbing factors. See, that's her thing. It happens to not be illegal. A lot of people spend money they don't have to try to fill voids they can't deal with or haven't dealt with, right? Or they eat their feelings. Ask half the people that are 20 pounds overweight why. It's because they're dealing with trauma from somewhere. Anyway, I started this conversation with you because I think it's an honest approach about emotional trauma and what happens if we don't deal with it. And if we don't talk to our kids, and if we don't let them express themselves, and if we don't get them help when we think they need it. Weed or cigarettes or alcohol is not a gateway drug. It's pain and shame and resentment. And if we just help each other heal, and we love each other back to life, and we provide a safe space for each other, then there will be an opportunity to heal, right? And we won't need drugs or alcohol or shopping or food or whatever. Mark, we're so happy you're here, buddy. Oh yeah, the elephant comment, that was hard. It's not easy to be called names like elephant. It's just not. It really messes with you. It's It's why I look in the mirror and no matter how skinny I am, I see somebody who could be skinnier. Somebody who should be skinnier. You know, that's my cross to bear. The reason that I continue coffee talk, even when I have days that I don't want to, is because there are a lot of people trying to heal, and it matters to me. It's important. There are people here every single day trying to heal, who want to heal, who want to be better, because hurt people hurt. Sometimes they hurt other people, and sometimes they hurt themselves. And we continue coffee talk because we know now that trauma is a gateway. It's not weed or alcohol or this, that. It's trauma. It's pain. It's shame. It's resentment. Those are the gateways that continue to propel us into these habitual patterns that are so damaging to us, with food, with shopping, with alcohol, with drugs, with smoking, with cutting, with whatever. So I say all of that to say that I love you very much. I love you very much. And that's why I tell you my truth. And that's why I tell you you're not alone. And that's why I tell you that you can do this. You will do this. We can do this together. I want to heal. I want you to heal. I don't want us to carry around childhood trauma. I want us to replace all of the hurtful things that were said to us as children with all of the things we can say to each other now. Right? And when people tell you just to pray, it's not enough. It's not. If prayer was enough, then preachers and priests and nuns and whatever else, heads of churches and things wouldn't have trauma. But they do. Because we're human and we feel and things hurt and they're lasting and words have meaning and impact. And prayer is great, but it is not enough alone. So when people tell you to pray it away, go, nah, sis, I need more. More. It's like if I tell you to bake a cake, you need sugar. You need sugar. But you can't bake a cake with just sugar. I'm sorry, but you can't. Even if the sugar came from God, which it probably did. You can't bake a cake with just sugar. All right. I love you guys so much today. I love you. Have a great, great day.